You're pushing all my buttons, and I'm finding it impossible to stop feeling alive. You keep testing my limits, but something about it feels like freedom. I'm teetering on the edge, but it's like I'm finally breathing again. The thrill of the edge keeps me coming back, craving more of what you make me feel. Every step closer to the edge, I realize I don't want to pull back anymore. It feels like you're pulling me into the unknown, and I can't help but dive deeper. You drive me to the edge, but I think I've found my sweet spot there. When you push, I fall, but the fall feels like soaring. I'm addicted to the chaos you bring, and I can't escape the pull of it. You keep making me feel things I never knew I could, and it's intoxicating. I thought I was at my limit, but you're showing me there's so much more to explore. The edge feels safe when I'm with you. It's where I'm supposed to be. You take me right to the brink, and somehow I find peace in the chaos. I never knew the edge could feel this exciting, this alive, until you brought me here. There's something about the way you push me that makes me feel like I'm finally living. You make me question everything, but in a way that makes me feel more sure of myself. I'm on the edge of something powerful, and it's all because of you. The deeper you pull me, the more I realize I'm not ready to let go. You're pushing me to the edge, and I'm realizing it's exactly where I want to be. There's no safety here, but somehow I feel more alive with every step closer to the edge. You drive me to the brink, but there's a strange beauty in the fear. The edge is a fine line, but somehow you make it feel like home. You keep me on the edge, and I can't help but be grateful for every moment of it. I don't know if I'm falling or if I'm finally free. The edge feels dangerous, but with you, it's where I feel most in control. You keep me on the verge of breaking, but in a way that makes me stronger. I never thought I could love the edge, but you've changed my mind. There's something about the way you push me that makes me feel unstoppable. You bring out sides of me I never knew existed, and it's exhilarating. I've always feared the edge, but now I crave it, thanks to you. Every time you drive me to the edge, I feel like I'm unlocking a new part of myself. You make me feel like I'm living on the edge, but it's the best place I've ever been. The closer we get to the edge, the more I realize I don't ever want to leave. The line between excitement and fear is thin, and I'm savoring every second of it. You push me to the edge, and I love every bit of the journey. Every time you make me question my limits, I find a new strength within myself. Being on the edge with you is like being on the brink of something extraordinary. You keep me on the edge, but it's exactly where I need to be to grow. Every push makes me feel more alive, more in control, more me. You're testing my limits, but I'm realizing how much stronger they really are. I'm hanging by a thread, but the view from here is breathtaking. You've shown me that the edge isn't a place to fear, it's a place to thrive. With every inch you push me, I realize how much more I can take. I don't know where this edge is leading, but I'm eager to find out. There's something about the tension you create that makes me feel more powerful than ever. You keep me on the edge of something beautiful, and I can't look away. The closer I get to the edge, the more I understand that this is where I belong. You've got me hanging on, not because I'm scared, but because I'm so in tune with you. Pushing me to the edge makes me feel like I'm finally breaking free of my own chains. The edge isn't a place of fear for me anymore. It's a place of growth and excitement. Every time you bring me closer to the edge, I feel more connected to myself and you. You make the edge feel like a challenge I want to take on, not a danger to avoid. The edge is where I feel most alive, especially when I'm with you. You've taught me that the edge isn't just a place to be afraid of, it's where the magic happens. I've discovered that the edge is where I'm most awake, most aware, most alive. You push me to the edge, but somehow I feel like I'm just discovering who I am. Every step closer to the edge feels like a step closer to understanding the deeper parts of myself. You keep me on the edge, but it's where I find my strength and my peace. The more you drive me to the edge, the more I embrace it as part of who I am. The edge is no longer a place of fear for me. It's a place of excitement and endless possibilities with you. The edge feels less like a danger now and more like an invitation to something extraordinary. Every time you push me to the edge, I realize how far I've come and how much further I can go. I never knew how beautiful the edge could be until you showed me. The edge isn't something to fear anymore. It's where I thrive, especially with you beside me. Every time you challenge me, I find a new depth to myself I didn't know existed. With you, the edge feels like a place where I can truly be myself, no matter how wild it gets. Every push brings me closer to the truth, and I'm learning to love that journey. The edge is where the most unexpected parts of me come alive, and it's all because of you. You take me right to the edge, and I'm realizing that's exactly where I need to be. Every time you drive me to the edge, it's like I'm unraveling a part of myself I've been hiding. You make the edge feel like home, where I can finally breathe and just be. I didn't think I could handle the edge, but you've taught me that I'm stronger than I ever imagined. There's something exhilarating about being on the edge, especially when I'm with you. You push me to the edge, but with every push, I feel like I'm becoming more than I ever thought possible. At the edge, I find clarity in the chaos, and it feels so right with you here. You've taken me to the edge of my own limits, and I've discovered there's so much more to me. With every step towards the edge, I'm realizing I'm capable of so much more than I ever dreamed. The edge doesn't scare me anymore because I know you're there to guide me through it. Every time I get close to the edge with you, I feel like I'm on the brink of something amazing. You drive me to the edge, but I feel like I'm discovering the deeper part of myself every time. The edge is where I feel most in tune with myself and the world around me. You push me, and I fall, but I fall into a space where I can finally be free. The more you drive me to the edge, the more I feel like I'm opening myself to endless possibilities. You make the edge feel like a place of discovery where I'm learning things about myself I never knew. I'm on the edge, but instead of fear, all I feel is the thrill of what's to come. You bring me to the edge, but it's where I feel the most alive, the most in tune with who I really am. Being on the edge with you feels like walking on the line between reality and my wildest dreams. You've shown me that the edge is where the most profound changes happen, and I'm embracing it. I don't know what's next, but being on the edge with you makes it feel like anything is possible. You keep pushing me to the edge, but with every push, I feel more confident in myself. The edge feels less like a place of fear and more like an opportunity to rise. Every time I get close to the edge, I find myself letting go of something old and embracing something new. With you, the edge is a place where I discover just how much I can handle and still feel alive. You've taught me that the edge isn't something to be afraid of. It's something to embrace fully. Every step you take me closer to the edge, I feel like I'm walking toward the most powerful version of myself. The edge is where I get to redefine my limits, and I'm excited to see where it leads me. You're pushing me to the edge, but in doing so, you're helping me realize just how strong I am. At the edge, I find a beautiful balance between fear and freedom, and it's where I want to stay. The edge is no longer a cliff to fall from, it's a space to fly. You bring me to the edge, but I feel like I'm soaring rather than falling. Every time you take me to the edge, I feel like I'm shedding the old me and embracing a new, stronger version. With every push to the edge, I feel more prepared for whatever comes next. You keep driving me to the edge, but in doing so, you're helping me become who I'm meant to be. The edge isn't a boundary anymore. It's a doorway to the life I've always dreamed of. At the edge with you, I'm discovering that the limits I once feared are just starting points for something greater. You keep taking me to the edge, and with every step, I feel like I'm becoming more of who I'm supposed to be. The edge isn't a place to escape, it's a place to discover everything I never knew I was capable of. You make the edge feel like a challenge I want to meet head on, knowing that you'll be there to catch me if I fall. With every push to the edge, I realize that fear isn't a roadblock. It's a sign that I'm about to experience something incredible. You bring me to the edge, and for the first time, I'm not afraid to look over the side. The edge isn't as terrifying as I once thought. It's where I find my strength and my courage. Every time you bring me to the edge, I'm reminded that growth never happens in comfort zones.